I'm going to make an extemporaneous voiceover in this video, like this 17-minute video on the first part of my trip to Asia, the first one in 17 years. This is I started my trip from New York to in Newark, New Jersey, and then to San Francisco, where I had a stopover, and then from San Francisco to Singapore in Changi, in the Changi Airport, where I just stayed briefly, and had to have another trip
Changi.
to Kuala Lumpur.
Nice.
And we will soon learn that my sister, whom I have not seen, and her family were waiting for me at the wrong airport of KL, because they figured out I would be landing in the usual KL airport. Apparently, my plane landed in the other airport in KL. These things we never we didn't really know prior to this trip, this leg of my trip to Asia. And my I would say the first food that I had in Malaysia really opened up a lot of things in my mind about what wonders I would discover in Malaysia with the help of my sister and her
Consider it
family,
as an opportunity,
her husband,
because not everyone
her-
will like to
her
go
daughter,
and uproot themselves. This is not easy.
I've not seen.
Yeah.
It's the first time
Never
I've
easy.
seeing her in this trip.
Yeah.
And then from Kuala Lumpur, we ate a bit. We ate for
This is what you
the
call
lunch
traffic.
place. The owners
Well,
of
on
which
the
are
other
Muslims,
side.
and they will soon be
What is that
prayer
called? Like
time.
because of the
Then we were
toll
soon heading
exit
to Malacca, a place I've heard about it mostly in history, but
accident.
I didn't realize it's that
Oh,
really important.
okay.
And it's as what
Oh, this is
people
the
will
Malacca?
discover if they go to Malacca
interesting.
themselves. It's a huge heritage city, something like vegan.
everything
For
in
those of
red,
you
even
who've
the
been to the
cars.
Philippines, city up north
Really?
in Ilocos Sur,
Something
something similar to that, but this is way too bigger, more important.
Interesting.
And I didn't really need it. I didn't really read anything
Wow.
about this place. I know
Yeah.
there's this city called Malacca from history books.
Yeah.
One of the three
It just didn't occur to me that
Where is
there
that?
are a lot of things to discover in this place. It's worth repeat visits. I recall now we probably stayed there 2 nights. We went to a hotel near a highway, next to a highway. This hotel.
This is the hotel where we're staying for a night
It's
in Malacca.
it seems like
Malaysia.
everything is so middle class, and it's okay. You didn't. I mean, maybe because I'm a foreigner, although I look like them because I'm brown skinned. I'm from the Philippines, but it seems like everything is rather very middle class. No, nothing like it's you're going to a high class place.
Interesting.
It's I think it's the way, it's the culture. I think it's the approach of the Malaysian country. It's just different. So, but then again, there are aspects of this place that remind you of all the other cultures that are available in this part of Asia, particularly in the ASEAN countries, made up of several countries. And the setup is similar to, say, the European Union. And in ASEAN, as long as you have a passport of one of the member countries, you can go and come and go, and without much hassles. immigration wise. But of course, you have to meet up certain minimum requirements to be let in. And since I'm using my Philippine passport in this trip, I enjoyed certain privileges, which I know, say, those who use, say, for example, U.S. passports, you can't just go. You still be charged certain fees if you're not coming in in this any of these ASEAN countries using any of the ASEAN member country passports, and it's an advantage. And then I mean, in this trip, this has allowed me to explore, with the help of my sister and her family, aspects of Malaysian culture and the influence of the colonials who were also in Malaysia, similar to the Philippines. And I was surprised by the whole experience. Malaysia is very beautiful, and I particularly like and enjoyed its cuisine. Most of them look similar to what we have, say, to Philippine food.
Really?
They have a particular
This
taste.
ride like is 9
Maybe-
kilometers.
I think it's in the way they handle the spices. It's not the same as
Oh my
what
God.
we do
Okay.
with cooking Philippine food. Most Philippine food are familiar to many of us, and I'm not really talking about particular audience in the Philippines, but more about the international cuisine. Because these cuisines are also available in New York City, where I am based, and it's different when you go in to the countries themselves and you taste these foods, and just for me to recall about the flavors of these foods in Malaysia brings me a lot of memories. Wonderful. Although for this particular food that you are now saying, they're nasty. So it was bad experience, but it just for the experience itself, it was worth it. And I've seen aspects of similarities of Malaysian and Philippine culture. They on the surface they look very similar, rather similar, I should say.
Like these are
But
like
there are
traditional
subtle
houses.
differences. In fact, I would recommend
Really,
that,
people still live there.
ASEAN,
Oh yeah.
ASEAN countries, people from ASEAN
Okay.
countries visit all these countries too. Of course, that would cost something,
Oh.
but it's worth the trip. It opens it opens up your mind.
Are they big? Like big in size? Like
how similar or how different yourself is from the who live in this country. During this trip, we started with Malaysia,
Yeah.
and then we would go to Singapore, and from Singapore to Thailand,
beautiful.
and then from Thailand to again to Malaysia, and then to the Philippines. That's going to be for the next 15 years of this trip that I made. And I have not been back since 17 years ago. And it was a pleasant surprise. I deliberately didn't really go about planning much of the trip except to allow myself to enjoy my time with my sister, whom I've not seen in, say, in 21 years, if I remember it right. And the trip has allowed me to recall what I've been probably missing all this time. And this is going to be the first. This video is going to be the first part of it. And I will attempt. I will work on the other succeeding videos and share them with you here. And please feel free to subscribe, comment, or share the videos if
Or cell phone.
you find them interesting. But then again, I couldn't really I'm indifferent on whatever you think about this videos and pictures. And because this is a travel trip, it's very personal. I'm attempting. I'm sharing these videos to all those who will be bothered to watch this. I made efforts to take pictures and videos, and this is really in the hope that I will remember. I can use them to recall, to remember what this trip was all about. Because after a while, this trip is soon gonna be forgotten by most of us anyway. But at least the pictures and the videos are here, and I would like to go back again another time, or maybe I can use this as reference to future trips. And of course, life still goes on, and I am looking forward to doing much more travels, depending on circumstances and logistics available. And I'm great. And from this trip in Malacca, we would be heading the next days to Singapore, where I will try to show you other aspects of that part of the trip. In the meantime, in this trip, you can see how
having breakfast.
far we have gone. What foods have
It's a
we
nice place.
explored and taken? The sights. There's nothing bad in me being
Really?
a tourist.
So it's spicy.
I'm really more of a traveler.
Okay, good.
Adventurous, really adventurous. I've done that even before this trip many times, and it depends on the company I have during these trips, and I don't really plan much about the details. I just enjoy as these moments happen. And I'm just surprised with what I've seen this part of the trip.
Really?
This is where the descendants of the Portuguese people who were in Malacca hundreds of years ago, and they're now in this area. My sister and her family we drove by the area, and I'm surprised. They're mostly Christians as they appear to me, mainly because of what I heard from my sister. They hang Christmas
Interesting.
mementos or decorations during Christmas periods here, which is not true with most of Malaysia, which is a Muslim country. That's why
Para silang may sarili nilang mundo.
Singapore was separate,
I can imagine.
got independent from it. Anyway,
Canossa Convent.
overall, it's a very
Oh.
interesting introduction.
Yeah. Oh,
I have
okay.
never really thought much about this or read much about
like
the
it's
whole
near
place,
water.
but I've heard about the place. It's my first time to be in Malacca, and I'm surprised at how wonderful the place has been.
Kaya nandito lang sila.
I still have to understand a lot
Because they
of
wanted to be
the aspects
next
of
to
this
the
trip, of the whole place, of this place which we call Malaysia. And my sister has been in this place for over 21 years, and she loves
Actually,
it.
they have very good food.
No wonder. Maybe the food has something to play
the US,
about it.
We know food. The food is
And
good.
in the meantime,
Fish,
thank you for watching, and I will see you. I will continue with this project I will come up with the other videos showing all those brief videos using my phones and the
Indian.
pictures I've
Oh, very
taken.
different.
And
Yeah.
in this part, we're now heading towards that part of Malaysia where we will cross to Singapore. And wow, I imagine all these possibilities from having seen this, being in this place. So tell me what you think, and enjoy. I hope you all get to travel too in these places. Bye for now. See you in Singapore in my next video.